Non vincete mai, non vincete mai. Inter merdale, Inter merdale.
Here comes the band.
Non vincete mai beside this year.
Beside this year, exactly, because we already celebrated this year's Scudetto. Because who won the Scudetto, Andrea, this year?
They already won it. Congratulations. I cannot pronounce the name, but you all know what I'm talking about.
Guys, welcome to the Stripe Show. And as always, me, Thiago, Andrea, you already know us. Colin is like a friend of the show. Thank you for being here without Daniel Jafari from Philadelphia and Juve Therapy from Oslo, right? Norway.
More or less, yeah.
More or less. Okay. I've never been there, so actually...
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime. Well, not now because it's COVID, but after COVID.
Can't wait to be able to travel again. So honestly, yes. So I have already one topic in mind, but first question I had to ask for all the new guests. Daniel, why are you a Juve fan? I need to ask you.
Okay. I guess I should start by saying thanks for having me, and
pleasure.
just to update that I've moved from Philadelphia 2 years ago. I'm in New York actually.
Okay.
But just to answer your question, I was watching Italy many moons ago, and I got hooked on Roberto Baggio, and I followed him. I wanted to know which team he's playing for, and then I came for Baggio and stayed for Alessandro Del Piero the season 94-95 when they started kind of transitioning to the Del Piero era, and I've been supporting them since.
Nice. That's a nice story. And you, Roman, why? There is a particular reason?
The reason is that I was 7 years old, and the first time I saw a football match on the black-white TV, and it was Juve against Milan. And you know, when you see a Juve match on a black-white screen, you see black-white shirts, but Milan, they're only black. So I was like, it looks much more beautiful with Juve shirt, black-white. So I started following Juve, and a year later, I saw one guy with the ponytail playing for Italy in 94, and he was absolutely sensational. And suddenly I remember this guy. He played for Juve as well. So the two dots were connected, and the love just got bigger and bigger.
94 actually is the year that Italy played Norway, and Italy played like one man down because, Pagliuca get the red card, okay, and Sacchi take out Baggio, and Baggio look at him, and Sacchi look at questo è impazzito. Basically, this guy is crazy, okay? And I still remember the game, and Juventus, Italy winning with the Dino Baggio header in the second half. Yeah, it was actually game playing in New York. So, and nice guys. So welcome again. Okay, as you know, we just love to talk about Juventus because we just love Juventus, and just to give a content, I'm Italian. Okay, so I Juventus because there is no particular reason other than if I wanted to eat, I had to be a Juventus fan. Okay, there is no other question in my house. So I guess it was more or less the same for Andrea, I think. So
for me, I would take the ball, Matteo, to say also that I gotta say thanks to my father also because today is Father's Day in Italy. So thanks to my father. And we have many wishes for all the fathers in the world, black and white specifically, and one specific father beside mine, Papa Enrico. Okay, I would like to say thanks to Papa Enrico Chiesa for raising his kid the way he did. Many years of this fathership.
Yeah, what a family.
What a family.
Yeah, actually, the younger brother, I think, is playing like the youth team with Fiorentina. I don't know how old is he, but he's still playing like a youth team for Fiorentina. So we'll see if we're going to have like a third Chiesa playing.
Many.
Well, if they're like the dad... well, actually, the dad was never one of my favorite but I need to recognize he was a great player. So before the show started, guys, and just not to talk right away about Benevento, what's happening about Dybala, because these are the what we're talking about right now every day, basically. I was having a chat with Andrea, and we were talking which are your favorite Scudetto. So mine personally is the 94-95, because it's basically the first one that I remember celebrating, because I still remember a little bit of the 85-86, but the 94-95 is the one basically we were training for like 10 years, and so we were able to, and I was able to celebrate it, like going around with the scarf, with the flag and everything. So I don't know which one. Roma, what was your favorite Scudetto?
Well, for younger generation, I have to be relevant there. So I have to say, can I say two?
Sure.
I have to say the first one got to be the Conte, the first one.
Wow.
And the second one is the comeback season, where we won 2-1 against Torino, Quadrado, overtime, 2-1. And then we were down at 11th place or something.
15-16, yeah.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And then we in the end we won the Scudetto, which was amazing. I think it was the second season of Allegri.
Yes.
And everybody was on everybody's head, and like Pogba and all other players. And then suddenly, we just found that spirit back. And then fino alla fine, the season of fino alla fine, let's say.
If you believe me, when we were down to the 11 point to the 11th place, I don't have the message anymore, but I was under 10% sure that we were going to win the Scudetto. I would say that we were going to be winning by the end of February. We win in March. So I remember with my friend Gianluca texting there. And so Daniel, what about you?
Oh, it has to be Cinque Maggio. Valley. Well, that, and I think the 15-16 was also sensational.
Colin?
It was very fine.
I'm probably going to go with my first one, which is 94-95, and we have Vialli and Ravanelli who were scoring just tons of goals every time I watched. I think Vialli was top scorer in Serie A, and Ravanelli overall, including Europe, I think he had 30 goals that season, which was a lot for a striker in the 90s. So, just because it was the first, maybe 15-16 as well, because I think like out of the 9 that we had, that was the one where I genuinely before Christmas didn't think we were going to win, because it was nearly over.
You were not a believer. Okay.
We won on an incredible run. We won 15 games in a row.
Yeah,
15
games
like in a row.
And I still believe that, that season it will haunt me forever if I think at around the 16 against Bayern Munich. Okay, not talk about that right now, because that was sad.
Clear the ball.
To me, 94, 95, and 2011, 2012 are two very similar Scudetto, at least in my heart, because Juventus was coming for a very, very difficult period where we were not winning. So coming back to win again, and the way we did both of the years, it was pretty amazing. But the top of everything was the Cinque Maggio. Cinque Maggio, because of course the way it came, at the last day after 1 week celebrating Inter Scudetto, and also because we were coming from 2 seasons, guys. First, the season with Perugia when we lost the.
Were you there, Andrea? Were you there?
Believe it or not,
he was swimming.
No, it was the only game in Perugia that we didn't actually go to the stadium with my father. I went the year before and the year after. Okay. But I was telling you, we were coming from Perugia, where we lost the Scudetto in a swimming pool, and Roma, the Roma Scudetto the next year, where Roma deserved the Scudetto and everything, but it happened something very similar to what is happening
Fast
today, where
forward
they changing
programs.
the rules during the year. So it was like coming from something, achieving something that you felt you deserved even before, no? And so that was the like a liberation for me against the worst enemy.
Tiago?
You know, this season from 2011 2012 had an incredible sensation because every single goal, every single point and victory was a huge screaming, because it was a returning of confidence between fans that we were really able to win that Scudetto, and we done it without a single loss. It was amazing. It was amazing. Honestly, I will never forget the scream in many different houses that season, because I saw matches in friends and families and in home, screaming in rooms, bars. It was amazing. It was amazing.
So
An
what do you
incredible
think it
season.
was when Conte was a good guy, right? So, and
No, I mean, the next Scudetto will be awesome, definitely. But we are talking about some incredible past that this legendary club had. So
which one you
it's
think it
very
was?
nice.
Which one you would think it was the goal that gave us the Scudetto? Because many say basically it was the Del Piero goal against Lazio on the free kick. Okay, and I think it's that one. Someone else is saying Borriello, the goal is scoring Cesena. Okay, and then he remember il pareggio del Cesena. I don't know if you guys know about what happened there. Okay, and I
That
don't
was
know which
amazing.
one you think it was the goal that basically gave us the Scudetto. Because many others say like Marchisio goal against Milan, for example, and I don't know. What do you think, guy?
I was at the stadium when we won 2-0 with the Marchisio goals, and that was an unbelievable game. But it was like one
It
of
was
the first games.
October,
It was,
probably.
yeah, I mean, it was not very decisive, but I mean, as
It was a nice.
we were coming back to see a strong Juventus. We did like 27 shots in the door in the goal.
Oh, I was thinking about the killer shot. Okay, so sorry. it's
Maybe
fine.
later, maybe
Okay.
after the game, maybe.
So another thing we were discussing with Andrea before everybody joined was talking about the 94-95 Scudetto. Okay, so and we were discussing which one was the goal Scudetto, and Andrea was going with the Del Piero against Fiorentina. You remember the one that they're coming from Alessandro Orlando on the back, and he put like over Toldo, and he was going with that one, but I'm going with the Ravanelli header against Parma.
Header. Yeah.
Actually, I was in Parma for that game in Parma with a Parma supporter because I have a really great friend in Parma. And I remember they were basically the day before. I think they stay online for like 12 hours to get me the last tickets available for the game. I remember going to the club in the night, and there were the DJ wearing the Parma jersey, and something that is not usual in Italy. Okay, I remember going in downtown Parma the day before. It was Nevio Scala calmly walking around. Okay, and the day after the game was at 2:30 because it was January, and we went to the stadium like around 11:30 or 12. It was like unbelievable. So all the town was there. It was nice. And sorry, I feel sorry for them, but actually it was super nice for us. So I have a question for Roman, because I know you have your show. Okay, you have a therapy. So if I'm gonna ask you why you started your show and when you started and what the reason that brought you to start your show.
How to think? I think I started it in 2017.
Wow.
And the reason as to why I started it is because we are very few fans of Juve in Norway. So there were very few people to talk to and to actually discuss Juve. So I kind of started this YouTube channel because I had the feeling of I needed to vent. I need to empty myself. It was the first video was just right after the Supercoppa loss against Lazio in 2017, and then it started there. I was so pissed off. I was so mad. This one was crap. This one was crap. He was an idiot. And I was just pouring it all out on YouTube and pulled it out. and it started there. But then couple of last year or so, it started to be more interactive with other fans. And of course, I think Daniel was actually one of the very first to start following me back in the day. So we go way back.
Not a stalker. I just want to be on record. I'm not a stalker.
Well, but
It's okay. It's okay. No, it's a great fun, and it's a lot of work, of course, as you probably know. It's time consuming, but it's so much fun, and I get to meet a lot of people around the world. And this is the thing with Juve, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from. Like Colin, for example, Ireland, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have Ireland, then you have some people from Australia, you have some people from Brazil, Paraguay, China, even. You know, it's amazing. And everything is connected by one thing, and it's Juve. So I've met a lot of great people who share this love for Juve, and we can agree, disagree, you know. But in the end of all things, we'll do love Juve, and that's the most important thing.
yeah, I agree, definitely. Look, Daniel, if I'm going back to you, because you know, I live in Los Angeles for like almost 5 years, I would say. So when actually I helped starting like the official club, okay, because the group was already existing, and I was start talking with them. I would keep hearing about this guy called Daniel Jafari, okay, and supposedly a famous. And who is this guy? Because I don't know, I'm new to Twitter. Basically, I have an old account, but I was just following the Green Bay Packers, okay, so I'm totally new to the Juventus Twitter. So everybody's totally new to me, okay. And I was keep thinking about, and now I know why this Daniel Jafari is famous. So because
Yeah. We go way back. I went to a couple of games with the club.
Okay.
I can't remember which game we went to in LA, but we went to a couple of games, and it's a fantastic experience because people actually show up, even though that LA is a big city and you have to like drive from most of the time. Whatever you decide to meet up, everyone has to drive about 30 minutes.
If you're lucky.
In Philadelphia, it was not like that. Most people, it's the center city of Philadelphia is very small. It's like very much like an old European city, where like it's very much walkable. So you can just go from. I went to almost all the games on my bike. I would lock my bike outside, go to the bar, and then there's this group of people. Some Italian, some second generation, and some like as Roman was saying, from like all over the world. We had people who were from Russia. We had people who were from South Africa. We had people from all over the world, and this is just one thing that made them show up at like 3 p.m. on a Wednesday to watch the Champions League. It was enough of us. There was an Irish pub. There is an Irish pub in Center City, Philadelphia, that had a side room. And usually they had this big screen. They usually put City or Real Madrid because they're the most followed teams in terms of their customers. But they have this side room with 2 TVs on either side and about 4 tables. And that was called the Juve room because everyone would go there and ask them to put Juve game on if it was not on the main screen. And would just congregate there and eat food and drink and have a good time.
Nice. Yeah, because Andrea is in San Diego. Are you gonna have a meeting this Sunday, or are you gonna wake up, or you're just gonna wake up early and watch the game at home?
I wake up for sure always 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. No matter what, I feel I gotta be there. But no meeting. It would be impossible. Also because our location opens at 11.
Okay.
So every time we have a game before, we don't bother the owners opening before. You know, they would.
Okay, so I need to ask because this is what's going on. Is like happening right now with the Inter Sassuolo. The game being postponed to whenever, who knows, basically. Okay, but this is like basically Italy being Italy. So I'm actually, I'm not surprised because this is like normal administration in Italy for us. Okay, and actually, I'm not even blaming Inter as many people are doing right now because actually it wasn't the Inter asking for it. It was the health authorities telling that since Inter has like 3 or 4 positive cases of COVID, okay, they decide to stop. Then, of course, if you're gonna look at that, that only all happened for Inter, for Napoli, and for Torino. Okay, so you're gonna ask yourself because you see other team like Parma playing without 7 people, Genoa playing with I think without 11 people, Genoa, and we know that Genoa have like 60 players in the roster. Okay, but they were missing 11. Or Sassuolo the same, Atalanta the same, going to Napoli without a lot of players. So I'm not blaming Inter honestly, and actually a lot of people seeing this like an adventure for Inter, but actually it could be like maybe breaking their rhythm because right now they look like they're playing like with confidence. They know they always play the same because they're waiting for the other people. They counter attack, going straight to Lukaku spreading the ball around. Okay, so maybe they're not gonna play this week. Okay, they're gonna be a 2-week stop because for international break. So basically, they're not gonna play for 3 weeks. Okay, and maybe they will have some kind of like trouble. Regain the form they are in now. So we know, Andrea, that they already won the Scudetto. Okay, so I don't know what you guys think about that. So you think you still have chance for Juventus to be in their race for Scudetto? Okay, Daniel say no.
We have
Roman
a big
say no.
chance. We have a big chance to put a little bit of pressure on the teams ahead of us. We have a big chance.
Here is the thing. It doesn't matter what we do. We can win the rest of the games. It doesn't matter. But it's not enough. Merda still need to draw points. Milan still need to draw points. And and we are still
not necessary because we just need to beat Milan. I think we just beat Milan. Actually, we're gonna go. We already have
we have a 1 game in hand and only 1 point down by Milan. I think we're gonna finish second. Honestly, I think the way things are going, Milan actually had 5 losses in 2021. They just lost to Man U and got knocked out. I think
and they played yesterday and they're gonna play on Sunday. I think, right? So in Firenze, Fiorentina is in need of points right now. It looked like they just won in Benevento. I was hoping that Fiorentina was.
But the thing is, I think in terms of, I just actually looked these things up. In terms of prize money, the second, third, and fourth is about 10 million euros. The difference of how much of the pot that you get if you end up second versus fourth. And for the Champions League, it doesn't matter either because
it doesn't matter.
Because it's the UEFA coefficient. And I just looked it up. This year they just put it out, and it's Bayern Monaco, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus. We're fourth.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be in the first tier because
we will be in the second pot, not like Merda when they ended up in the fourth pot.
Yeah, right. You're right. Actually, they're gonna be in the first tier because they're gonna win the Scudetto. Yeah. So
I prefer to be the optimistic guy, despite the fact that I might be wrong.
Gary's the romantic guy.
Me too. I'm with you, Thiago.
Honestly, because we won Scudettos in so many different ways, and this will be an even harder and newest way to beat the shit out of that place. So, honestly, I'm not that desperate, but the fact that we are not confident because of our team, this is the problem. Not because Inter is playing such a huge style of gaming, but the fact is that we are not having that straight line of victories in a row, away and home. We are suffering some stupid matches, and even the back from the 80s and 90s, we heard the manager saying that you win the Scudetto beating the lower side tier teams. So we lost some points that are so bullshit against Benevento, for example.
Roman said that even if we win all the games, it doesn't matter. But to me, actually, that's the only thing that matters. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because this year, for the way Juventus is playing, it's easier to believe that Inter is going to drop some points from now on than believing that Juventus is going to win all the games in a row. So I think that's seriously the only thing that matters. If Juventus can win all the games in a row, I need 2 ties. You give me 2 ties and the game with Inter the 16th of May. Nothing else.
Well, that would put us on equal points, no?
Daniel is right.
We
need to win 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. I mean, we gotta win. We gotta win, guys. Then I mean, at that point we're playing our Scudetto in Torino against Inter. I don't know.
I take it.
I just want to come back to the Inter controversy yesterday. I don't normally get into conspiracy theories or whatever, but I find it really hard to believe that the ASL in Lombardia all of a sudden decided, within the same 20 minutes, half hour, that no, the game is cancelled. But then in any of the other regions, when other teams had to play, even actually when AC Milan had to play, and it was the same ASL, they didn't do anything like that.
But Colin, the real question is, where is the Serie A, the Lega? Where is the Lega? Where are the Lega?
But the Lega lost all its power when
Napoli didn't show up.
When the Italian Olympic Committee decided to disregard two decisions by the Lega, okay, and basically take away our win against Napoli. So the moment that the Olympic Committee, and this is all political, because I guess what was going on with politics in Italy back in time, but Italy was risking back then a fine by the Olympic Committee International
Cody.
to not. No, that is the Italian. But
the international one, IOC.
Yes, because
IOC,
there was like sport should be independent from politics. Okay, since there was like intermission by the politics in the sport, even Italy was risking to go to Tokyo, because the Olympics game are going to happen. It look like it's going to happen without the flag. That's basically the biggest dishonor you can imagine. Of course, as a nation going to the Olympics game. So that's all politics, guys. That was all politics, and so Lega lost all the power over there. So basically, right now, because when I think they signed the protocol on October 2nd, all the teams, okay? Then the game was supposed to be on October 3rd. Napoli decided to not show up. That was the end of the thing. So and the reason is because in Italy is going to be Italy. That's the problem. Because everybody is saying a lot of good words, a lot of we are nice, but at the end of the day, everybody is looking at his own yard. Okay, they don't care about what's going on. But you can see about the shit that is going around Ronaldo in Italy during the last 3 years, when they should the Lega Calcio and the Italy, they should build around Juventus signing Ronaldo to make Serie A bigger. Okay, and instead they're just going to like shit to what Ronaldo is doing. Okay, and not using him as like a instrument, like a tool to make Serie A bigger, is unbelievable in my opinion. For example.
Yeah, that's the situation. That's Italy. But that's I think, Italy. Guys, we should.
No, that's not only Italy. Come on.
I know. But in this case,
I'm speaking for what I know.
Italy is our context, because Juventus is in Torino, so the main problems for us are the Italian related. But I think we should think positive. I mean, I agree with Matteo when he says the Inter not playing Sassuolo could be a good thing. And I really think we have a chance to put a little bit of pressure on them, winning with Benevento and going 7 points instead of 10. We got
a psychological effect, so you don't have to do the mental calculation every time when you look at the table.
I think there is a little.
I
a
can
little bit
remember
of
a league
relevance.
when one team play with one game beyond, with one game down for the whole year. I really don't think a case like this one.
But it was just because like Juventus is effectively played every 3 days for 45 or 50 days straight on.
Yes,
It's just
Yeah.
there's no spot to reschedule.
And now we have been preparing the Benevento game for 1 week. We're gonna have the national team
Yeah.
break, and then 1 more week to prepare the next game. Right now, guys, that's the only thing we need to care about. Seriously.
But I think the
Let's
reason that
win.
they didn't do it was because they didn't know that Juventus would be out of Europe.
Yeah.
Had Juventus not conceded that 115th minute goal.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. What pisses me off quite a lot, because we played Lazio on a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
yes.
And we played Porto on a Tuesday.
Yes.
2 days of
Yeah.
rest. 2
Yeah.
days of rest. Where is Serie A here? Why don't you play at least during the daytime on Saturday or Friday night?
TV rights.
Give Juve, yes, but
TV rights, because the
But
game
then you
was
have-
because the game was shown on DAZN instead of Sky, and DAZN owned the game play at 8:45. I know it's Italy. I'm telling you, Roma, you don't believe it's Italy.
it doesn't help Juve though, right? It doesn't help the stature
does not.
of,
Well, but if you
of
think
the Italian football.
if you think like Inter is home by a lot of time already. If you think about Milan and Roma playing against Fiorentina and Napoli on Sunday, it's an important game, because honestly, Milan, we can say like, okay, she's still like some point to manage, okay, but if you lose another game, Juventus beat Benevento, Atalanta beat, I don't remember, Crotone, no, I don't remember who played Atalanta, and Roma beat. So actually, Milan going to Champions League next year is huge. Is huge, because that is the only reason that they may have a chance to keep Donnarumma another year in Milano, for example, because you know that the contract is up. Actually, everybody can sign Donnarumma for zero right now. I don't think that's going to happen, because it looks like Donnarumma want to be loyal to Milan, and even if he's going to leave, probably he's going to sign another deal before leaving. Okay, so Milan can make some money, but it's ridiculous if you think about it. But the point is that we had to go back, okay, and think about this year. We knew the season was going to be like this, because for what happened, what is still happening, okay. So I was going to expect, and since playing soccer right now is more important than anything, okay, because I have something to watch. But if teams cannot afford to stay 1 year without playing games, because we already playing, we already losing so much money, okay. So I was expecting teams can get it together and just playing like, yeah, we're gonna play and we're not gonna like stab each other on the back.
You never know. You never know.
Sure.
You never
But
know.
no, I already know what's gonna happen in Italy. So
You know, for example, I saw here in Brazil, for example, we have 27 regions. Every region has a no league to play before the national league. So every region has their own rules, and some states change the rule during the week because of COVID situation. So we seem doomed in the sport. We seem doomed because the rulers of this game are orthodox men that sit on the table, never wear the spikes, and never step in the pitch to play a kick. And they simply don't know what is happening, what they are doing.
I think
It's kind of bullshit.
I think what's happening is nothing new. Like basically, if you dominate the league for 9 years in a row, you just will breed resentment, and everyone would, if they, not that they actively work against you, but if they have to do something for things to happen in your favor, they may not feel so enthusiastic about it. But the difference is this year we're just getting, it's a perfect storm of all these things happening, then COVID, plus getting 10 new players on a team, moving the entire midfield out and bringing new people in, having a rookie coach, and essentially having stadiums empty.
No preseason.
No preseason whatsoever. So it's just a lot of like if you can go back throughout this season and point out to like episodes, like had this one thing didn't happen, we would have been in a different situation. Had this one thing didn't happen, like if Dybala just skied the ball at 92nd minute against Lazio, we were 2 points higher. It's just you have to like take that into account. I know that it's very unlikely that Juventus will change course or sack Pirlo, but you have to understand where they're coming from, like why the management is sticking with the team and its coach.
You're definitely right with that.
The perfect storm is the right definition.
No, well, look, there is a problem. Maybe there is a mistake. There is a mistake by management. Maybe they overvalued our roster. But getting a new coach with a lot of new players, and then look, even if I'm not the biggest fan of Dybala, as you guys know, okay, I still think that Dybala is, worst case scenario, the third best player in Serie A. Okay, so playing the entire year without him is huge. It's huge, especially then if you have Ronaldo been hit by COVID, you have Morata been sick and having the foot injury, and so that is
where
huge.
was Torino's ass? Where was Piemonte's ass at that time when Ronaldo was with COVID?
This is the problem.
Like imagine playing the first game against Porto with Dybala when Morata was down with the virus.
We are losing Serie A, guys.
Serie A.
We are losing Serie A. We are like going down in Serie B, in Serie B.
Well, but guys, but you for sure you follow Italian media, so I don't think you can understand everything, but if you're Juventus fan in Italy, you have no idea how much shit you get in for all the direction. Okay, you go in TV, there is TV, like there is programming on Italian TV talking about the weather, talking about the Suarez case.
That's the reason why Matteo and me
moved. Unbelievable.
That's why we moved. We actually escaped from the other supporters. We couldn't stand that situation anymore, you know.
Trying to create a bunker.
So, okay, let's move on to the present. So, what you expect to see, Roman, for Juventus on this Sunday against Benevento and from the rest of the season, actually?
I expect 3 points on Sunday.
Well, okay. I would expect having Letizia, even if he's injured over there, and being punched by everybody on the team. But first of all, okay, that's what I expect. But okay, I want to hear about you.
Well, we know that Bentancur is back from COVID, which is interesting because without Bentancur, we had suddenly Danilo playing in the midfield, and now Bentancur is back. What happens? We'll see. We don't know. Will Danilo play in the midfield or not? Will Bentancur start or not? This is Benevento. Are we thinking Fagioli? Will he play? Will he even feature? Of course, there are cases with Cristiano. Will he be rested or will he play? Of course, this is Benevento. He's a top goal scorer. He scored hat-trick last time. Of course, he will play. I expect, first of all, the only thing that I really want is to see determination on the pitch, and I want them to be sharp, knowing that Benevento is still Serie A team. You guys freaking drew against them last time, so don't let it happen again. You can play against Benevento, Parma, whoever. Juve are as good. They are their own worst enemy. I keep saying this many times. You can play against whoever. You can win against Barca 3-0 away, but then you can draw against Benevento away in the same month. So this is how it is. So I want to see determination. I want to see them awake, and of course I want maybe to see something from the players that we not usually see so much from. For example, guys like, well, I want to see Bernardeschi really to see what he can do. It doesn't matter what we think about him. It really matters what he can do for Juve. I don't like him personally, but at the end of the day, it's what's good for the club.
Yeah, I agree.
So for me, if Demiral suddenly decides to score a hat trick, it's okay. I don't care, but it doesn't have to be that I like the guy. But it is clean sheet. Yes, that would be of course preferable. But again, 3 points is the most important thing.
3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points.
From you mean from the Archer?
Oh, guys, I mean 11 games, 12 games. I don't know how many we have left. 12 games with the final, and that gotta be the goal. 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. That's it.
I would like to
see
see
of our game. It's so important. The consistency is so important this period because we need that for have an improvement on our mental game, and it's so important. Despite Benevento, it's not the best team, not the worst as well. So let's see.
We have nothing to lose, guys.
I agree with Thiago. I think this team's main issue is consistency. I know it's very unpopular thing to say, but I think a midfield of Rabiot, Benta, and Arthur next year is on par or better than any other midfield in the entire Serie A. I know people want, like, they throw names like Locatelli around, but I don't think this trio of midfielders are by any measure bad. It's just that they didn't have enough time together. Like, we literally didn't have all three of them for more than 2 or 3 games, and we just mixing and matching throughout the entire season, which kind of contributes to the consistency problem. But I think, again, because I think this is mainly a consistency problem, I want to see consistency. The other thing I want to say is, it might not be very popular, but if I were Pirlo, I would start experimenting. It's not a realistic goal to expect to win this Scudetto when all these things happened. And if that's the case, then use these 12 games to essentially as a very long preseason.
I agree. Not to like.
I want to see. I want to see crazy things from Pirlo, just like the beginning of the season. Like start Danilo as a defensive midfielder.
Look, I agree, not to an extreme level. Okay, I would like.
Pirlo is not going to go crazy.
No,
I trust him.
I think we've done our experiments, guys. Now we need to build,
going back
on what we understood from the experiment of the first part of the season, like you were saying, no, Daniel.
And also the thing is that we have a club of Juve. Juve win. Juve must win every day, every time. So as soon as there are a mathematical possibility of winning, the club will never just think never mind, we're not going to win this anyway. They will still fight, and they will still do the absolute maximum to win every single game. So we as fans can, of course, entertain the idea of experimenting a bit more. But in reality, as long as it's possible for Pirlo to win the Scudetto, for Agnelli to win the Scudetto, they will still go for it.
I don't mean that we should do. I don't mean that we should send under 19 team to
No.
But what I'm saying is, I think, like, for example, like Danilo, I think he's an elite player. He is more than capable of playing in many, many roles. And why not try him in that role if there's another player availability issue? Say Benta was not back, but also maybe say Rabiot was suspended or something. Yeah, try him.
If we're talking about a problem with a player's availability, yes, I agree with you. Mm-hmm. But I mean, what we're hoping right now is that finally the injuries,
No, it's going to continue. I can tell you, you don't want to jinx it, but also I am fairly confident we're going to continue to see all
But
these.
hey, Daniel, you're a doctor, okay? And but there is a pattern to this injury, or we're just unlucky?
No, there is actually. Roman had me on his channel for sort of similar question. Just so everyone, as disclaimer, just so everyone knows, I'm not a sports medicine specialist. That's or an orthopedic surgeon. Those are the doctors who usually are team doctors and follow teams and give their opinion. I'm an emergency and ICU doctor. But there is good data. They actually have a database of the entire UEFA teams, all the top tier leagues, that they put in every single team, every single player, the number of days who were injured, and they compare it with many other things, like how frequently they played or what age they were, and they can run these analyses to figure out whether there's any relationship between this. And one thing that's very clear is if you play one game every 3 days, you're bound to have a lot more injuries. Now, there are different kinds of injuries, like if it's a muscular problem, or if it's a soft tissue problem, or if you actually have more serious bony injury problems. But what is very clear is you will have more injuries. I just think it's expected. Like you can't practice 4 or 5 times a week and then play 2 games on top of it.
Yeah. But so, for example, you know what the Arthur issue is? He will need like a surgery at the end of the season. Is inevitable, or he can play on that and just deal with some kind of like a rehabilitation, some kind of like a therapy, some kind of that. Because
so they can. Arthur's problem may be fixable. In fact, he actually had an interview today. He's talking about, I feel much better running. But it all depends on the further test, which I have not seen the results of that they do. So they should probably do another round of imaging on his leg to see if the calcifications are better or worse. But the most important thing is if the patient feels pain, or if the player cannot run, then it doesn't matter what the imaging shows. It means that the treatments didn't work. And usually it's
like Dybala's
yes, you're right. So with Dybala, so with Arthur, there is a way to figure out with the imaging. With Dybala, there's not really anything other than. So I was.
No.
Are we back?
You're back.
I think everyone just got
censored.
I think it was. I was going to say the Dybala supporters. Curva Dybala just interfered with my very impartial.
Matteo, stop it! I'm not Curva Dybala. I'm not like a subscriber of Curva Dybala. You know that. Okay.
So with Dybala, if I was gonna say, I think they said he's gonna come back after the international break, right? So I would say this.
Do you believe that? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's entirely possible because Juventus at J Medical, they have their own imaging machines. They have an MRI. They have an MRI
there. Yeah.
Best thing you can have. That's why. When Bonucci got hurt, instead of sending it, so like in other clubs, what happens is they send him home, put ice on it, and then show up next morning to a hospital so they can image you. With Juventus, they put him on a plane, send him back to Turin, and they image him right away. It's like 2 or 3 hours. It's amazing. If he's back, like if we're playing at the stadium, then he just goes out and goes to J Medical. But even with the MRI, I think the problem is if he feels pain.
If
he feels pain. So I was going to say, if he's not playing the next time after the international break, I think he's going to need the surgery. It's been, 3 months now? Last time he played was January.
Can I say just one thing about Dybala and then I'm going to shut up forever? Thiago is already scared because you see that Thiago is scared.
I'm really worried. I'm really worried because we
he's
possession or
he's doing on Instagram. He's doing great.
Ma vaffanculo.
Sorry, I have to do it. Okay, sorry. No, look. As long as you're wearing this, I'm gonna be on Dybala side all the time. He pissed me off because he has such a great talent. He's such a great everything. Okay, to be. And I don't know, because everybody's thinking about what he did with Barcelona in 2016. Okay, I actually thinking the first season he was with Juventus. That's what I'm thinking. And he was playing like a striker with close to Mandzukic. Okay, he was playing like a forward.
He scored along with Mandzukic at the Super Cup, his very first game.
Yeah, I remember the goal he scored like with Bayern Munich. It was 2-1 when we come in. Right now he's going to be 28. Okay, and at 28, yes, you still can improve, but you are what you are.
After
That's what I think.
After the 2 goals with Barcelona, all the media systems surround him and raised him between the gods of soccer too fast, too quickly. And I think because of his character, he couldn't really handle the situation. And after Barcelona, we already saw Dybala going down. Last year he played a beautiful season, but I think Dybala is not a Chiesa. That's what we're saying. We have been saying for.
Well, okay. So let me say this.
You said about the Curva Dybala. Ecco, Marco is definitely part of the.
Non si tocca. Well, I was gonna say, I think as a huge Dybala fan, I agree. He didn't turn out to be our Messi. But then again, the Messi type of players come once every 1 or 2 generations.
You're right.
He's not in that category, but he's the very next category of players, which is players that can grab the game by the neck and change the result. And he has done it multiple times for Juventus.
Last season was very, very, very important.
Or even in an individual game. You remember his goal at the Olympico?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So nice
only Dybala scored the kind of.
You're bored or you don't know what to do, so you go on Twitter, you just type Dybala.
Of course, because of this qualities that he had. Tell me, you go find one supporter, not even you, Matteo, that didn't hope Dybala to become our Messi. Now, my problem is not even that. I mean, we're not discussing about the qualities of Dybala. Absolutely not. But the reason why I say Dybala is not a Chiesa is because the consistency and the attitude of always
the people around him. I would say the people around
for the team.
I would say the people around him.
I don't know, guys.
Andrea, last season, Chiesa had a very average season at Fiorentina.
But the attitude is always there, though.
I mean, one thing to say about Chiesa is, for 2 years, Camiso held him against his will. And that's a fact. He wanted to leave Fiorentina.
And the attitude
was playing there. They made him play like a striker because you need to realize that he was playing like a striker. That I don't think he can be a striker. I see him like a winger, but it's not a striker. Go back to a question that I see because I'm done talking with Dybala. Okay, guys, so I'm sorry. Okay, so I need to ask you because we're already 53 minutes we're talking here, and I know what you guys think. So Roman and Daniel, you see Ronaldo and Dybala. You see they can both stay. They're gonna leave. One is staying, one is leaving. What is going to happen?
That is a very, very big topic.
Very tricky.
Very tricky, yeah. But okay, we'll try. I think both are going to stay this season. Wow. This summer. I think so. But it's all up to... Well, first of all, I think Dybala will stay. Let's start with Dybala. I think Dybala will stay. And the second part, the second guy, the Cristiano, the one who wears number 7, it's all up to himself. If he decides to go, they will try to find somebody else. where he can somewhere else he can play. But during this COVID situation and the financial challenges that everybody has, I don't think anybody has the money to facilitate Cristiano at this point. So I think both will be staying for next season. But next summer will be very interesting, especially for Dybala, because Cristiano will most likely leave. But
Cristiano will be on that, but they both be like their contract is going to be the last year of the contract eventually next year. So
maybe depends. Yes, Dybala, but I agree.
No, I haven't asked you.
No, but it's important to see that I mean, it's not alone on this. It's not alone because some fans are like bashing Dybala already because of
but this is what I think it will happen. What I want to happen is completely different.
Well, tell me, because
I agree. We are more friends now.
The thing is that I've been discussing for weeks now is what happens when Cristiano leaves. Let's say he leaves this summer. Okay, we get a certain amount of money. We get rid of the wage bill. We think we can rebuild the whole team. In reality, no, it will not be the case. We will lose tons of revenue in terms of the sponsorship. We will.
The contract already signed. The contract is already signed. It's gonna damage you maybe in the long term, but the contract already signed.
Also, the fact is that the guy scored 23 goals so far in Serie A. Who is going to replace those goals? No one. And if you guys thinking about Erling Haaland, who is his father lives 40 minutes from here, by the way, and it's true. If we think that he will be a solution, you will be mistaken because he needs service, just like Cristiano. And if you're not gonna get any service from this midfield right now, who's gonna give the service to Haaland next summer? No one. And why should he even leave Dortmund now at this point to, well, maybe just as good team as Juve right now? Unfortunately, with Cristiano, if he leaves, I think we have a very big job to do this summer in terms of competing for the next Scudetto, in terms of rebuilding, but rebuilding smartly, because we have the midfield to fix. We have Aaron Ramsey, who is, as soon as he sneezes, he's injured. Who he needs to leave, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As much as I like the player, I think just he's the solution for the future if he stays free from injuries, but that's not the case. He is a very unique player. Unfortunately, he's just not good enough in terms of consistency. So that's why he needs to leave. So we need to replace him and his attributes, most importantly. And with the money we get from Cristiano, we maybe can do 1 or 2 purchases, good ones. But then, who's going to score the goals? And it's not going to be Morata. It's not going to be Chiesa. And it's not going to be Dybala either. So we need somebody all the way up front who can score those goals. Well, I don't have any names for you. This is why I think it will be so difficult.
But this,
Cosimo da Graca.
That's the issue.
Why not?
That's the issue I have with everybody wanting Locatelli. Because I agree that Locatelli is a great prospect because he's still like 22, 23 years old. Okay. But you get Locatelli, you already have Arthur, that he needs to be a staple of your next midfield because he costs a lot of money. And actually he deserves to be a staple because he showed that he cares about Juventus. He want to play for Juventus. Okay. So, and Pirlo want to play with 2 person in the midfield. You cannot afford Locatelli and Arthur that in one season combined they're going to score 4 goals.
No. And with Italian young talents, this is a very strange thing with Italians. You have
don't worry.
Guys like Bernardeschi, Chiesa, Tonali, Locatelli. As soon as you see young Italian talent play consistently in Serie A, we glorify him. It's like he's the next Del Piero.
Oh,
But why? Chiesa, for example, I get your point, Andrea. Chiesa is an informed player, absolutely brilliant, but he only played half a season for us on this form. So we need to be a bit realistic. With Tonali, for example, I remember last season, we were screaming for Tonali. We were so pissed off that Milan got him.
I was happy when Milan got him.
I wasn't screaming.
But
it didn't happen.
Roman Chiesa is different. Is different
know,
though, because
I know.
Chiesa is not the big player. Chiesa just has the characteristic
Squad.
of a
He's
fighter.
a very unique player.
He's a unique player that really fits Juventus Juventus jersey, no? Like if you think to the past players that we loved during the seasons, he's someone that really can wear the jersey,
You know.
and that's why we love him. That's
Yes,
why
I agree.
I told them I have a bet with a friend of mine since the day we signed Chiesa, that for me it was gonna become our captain. Keep growing, keeping growing like this, but not because of qualities, because of his character, because that's the kind of fighter we want in the midfield. But yes, you're right.
This is very important point that you're making, that now the character is not about the quality always.
It's the character.
It's the character. Weston McKennie, for example, good character, great character, but the quality is just average. But you have the character. For example, let's say Andrea Barzagli, one of the best defenders in the world. Why? Not because of his qualities as a defender, but because he was smart and his character. So it's the mental issue here. And there are many examples. For example, also for the guys from Atalanta, right? If you put somebody out from this Atalanta team, it's not sure they're going to play well for Juve. Like Robin Gosens, been talking about Robin Gosens all the time. He's great for Atalanta. But are we certain that he's going to play great for Juve? I don't think so. Because he's a system player, smart player. So
I tell you, Roman, we'll see more of him playing for Germany, hopefully this summer.
Yeah, and I heard the rumors that he's actually not that good for Germany.
Okay. I've got to see more now. I'll be honest.
Guys, I gotta leave. Ciao, thank you very much. It was very nice to meet you. And fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Congratulations to the team I cannot name.
But why you say congratulations when you say fino alla fine?
Because it
doesn't make sense.
No, why? But because you see, Roman, that's something you gotta know about Cinque Maggio.
You celebrate 3 weeks early.
Cinque Maggio. We've been congratulating, not we, but all Italy has been congratulating Inter for at least 2 weeks before we actually won the Scudetto, and that was big part of the enjoyment of this moment. No, so now we have pretty much a couple of months in which I'm gonna congratulate every day, and then who knows, fino alla fine.
Ciao, Andrea.
Ciao.
Ciao, Andrea.
Daniel, so you want to say yours? You want to say yours about Dybala, Ronaldo, and maybe the transfer market, that we're gonna wrap it up because it's already 1 hour.
Sure. I'll be quick. I think what I want to see happening is for Dybala to stay and Ronaldo to move. What I think realistically would happen is, I think probably realistically there are only 2 or 3 teams who can afford Ronaldo.
Yeah,
it's probably PSG, City, and United.
Yeah, I would agree.
And probably even fewer teams who would be interested in this operation. Now, if you look at the Messi situation, it becomes even more interesting because it depends on whether Messi moves. If he moves and he goes to City, I think it's a very good chance that United wants Ronaldo back.
That would be cool. But
at the same time, it opens the opportunity for Ronaldo to go to PSG. And I think,
I see.
Yeah, and I think it would be a good platform for him because they've been on up and up in Europe. And it will give him a platform to win in another league, and probably have a shot at this Champions League. So it depends. It depends, or you can flip it and say if Messi goes to PSG, then I don't know if I don't know if United or City would be as interested in pulling the trigger on Ronaldo.
I don't see like Ronaldo playing for Guardiola, honestly, in the City. But other than that, what you see any move Juventus making the next market session?
No, it would be very interesting. I would be very interesting. I think it would be very interesting to watch whether we would go down the route of maybe graduating a couple of youngsters and fill the holes in the less urgent ones in the roster with them, and wait for another year until the financial situation improves, or we would splash money with selling players, because I think that's the only two things that can happen. We have to sell, and honestly, I don't know. Like, of the players that I would like them to be sold, I can think of Douglas Costa. It sounds like he's going back to Gremio. I know you probably forgot that we actually still own him.
We're gonna have Douglas Costa, Rugani.
He still cost us 20 million euros on the books. And then probably Ramsey and Ronaldo. I can't think of any other player that we can actually make money on and want to sell.
Demiral.
Yeah, if they come with an offer in excess of 35, 40 million, I think we should sell.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Not with Chiellini retiring, I'm afraid.
Well, so my counter plan was to either bring back Romero or get another.
Romero is going to
stay. Not going to happen.
Romero is going to stay another year at Atalanta. The dealer was on a loan for 2 years, guys.
An option to buy.
With the option to buy, I think is almost. I think people is talking about Romero, but people is forgetting that last year Romero was borderline unwatchable with Genoa. Okay, and I think his style of play goes really well with what Gasperini is asking him to do. Okay, and like Roman was saying, Atalanta can be tricky sometimes by prayer from them, but I think the deal with Atalanta was basically a loan for 2 years and not, I wouldn't say like the right, but almost an obligation to buy. But I may be wrong with that. But since right now, Juventus Twitter or media or social media is always blame Rabiot, blame Ramsey, blame Bernardeschi look like he's a little bit more likable right now, and Locatelli. Oh, we need to get Locatelli. Looks like he's the new Iniesta right now. I don't know what's happening, and Romero became the new Barzagli. So all of a sudden, and the other one people is blaming Szczesny. That poor guy. I had no idea what Szczesny did to the Juventus fan. Honestly,
that is always
even to my dad. Honestly, I had to say that even to my dad. So
that is a really recreational way of thinking and replying. As soon as bad things happen, you're just like, "Oh, I hate this guy. Sell him." It's black and white. It's very, very black and white. Like Bentancur, for example, he got destroyed for that back pass against Porto. Yeah. But I'm sorry. Okay, so as soon as we conceded the goal after the first minute, we are out of the Champions League? No. You have 2 games to repair that mistake. So it's not.
And you made 3 more, actually.
Yes.
That was the problem. They didn't learn at the time. I mean,
exactly.
How many times do you need to see 3 guys swarming on you before you realize it's not a good idea?
You know what bothered me still about the Porto game, both game here in Alexandro. That actually Alexandro, that is like a veteran, a senator, is Brazilian, but is hardly. I don't know if you can consider Brazilian, Thiago, as a Brazilian. I know you're like a non-characteristic
he's
Brazilian,
not that party guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So he's playing with Juventus for already 5 or 6 years. They already playing like with games that we play in Champions League for the last 4 years. Okay. Yeah, we have the wrong approach. Dude, you're a senator. You want the old guy. I see Chiesa and the league, the new guy having the right approach. What the heck are you having the wrong approach? You, Chiellini, Bonucci, whoever, the old guy. I guess it's the old guy putting like the old approach to the new guy. I cannot hear that because, okay.
Things are weird. It seems that the pole is pissing on the dog. It's not the contrary.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of weird.
So, okay. So, guys, look, If you want to go on, but it's already 70 minutes we're doing this, and I don't know. I guess it's time is really late for Roman. Hey, Roman, just a question, because just you talk about Haaland. So you think he's really gonna be this great player, or is just because he's like 2 years and a half that he's consistently scoring a huge amount of goal? Okay, so you think he's gonna be like the next? I'm not gonna say the next Ronaldo, the next generation player,
Star.
okay, the next star, or he's just gonna be like, oh yeah, he's gonna settle down, he's gonna be just a great player, but not at that level?
Well, so far it looks that way. So far it looks that he's going to be the next big thing. But I don't know. It's very, very hard to predict these things. How big can he really be? If he arrives at a bigger club than Dortmund, what happens when he decides to move to another league? I don't know. It's very, very hard to say. But he is one of the great talents in Norway for the past 20 years. He is bigger talent than Ødegaard.
Okay.
In my opinion, personal opinion. But Holland is a striker, pure striker. There's very, very few of them in the top four.
You're right.
Yeah.
He is a perfect striker, and if we can look at the roster of the top players as the top strikers, there are very, very few that are that young as well.
Yeah,
so he
young.
he is young. He's a pure striker, and that makes him very unique as a player. Lewandowski, probably the closest one I can come to mind. Very limited.
That's what I thought.
Similar.
But yeah, you don't have many more.
Harry Kane is trying to be that complete striker as well, because he's returning, helping the team as well, but it's completely a different way to play.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that there are no many players in that role it's a very good compliment to Holland.
Yes, but as I said previously, Holland needs support. He needs assists. He needs somebody behind him, next to him, who can provide those assists. I think he will be perfect with the players like Mbappe, for example, up front. He would destroy the leagues. He will destroy every club with some good support next to him. And with Dortmund, they are good, but they're not that great. So I think he will move. My personal opinion, I think he will go to Bayern Munich once Lewandowski leaves.
Oh, I hope he doesn't go to Bayern Munich. That's the one thing. I mean, it just seems like every club in Germany, all they do, every single one of them, all they do is just give players to.
But
Dortmund.
But Bayern Munich never spend a huge amount of money.
That's how they do it.
Yeah. Actually,
Yet
they
they
spend
gone to Lucas Hernandez.
Yeah, exactly. I was going there because Lewandowski went to Bayern Munich for free. Don't forget that he went for free.
Yeah.
Like they got Goretzka for free. Like they got I think Götze they got for free too. Okay, Goretzka
as well.
And so they own the German market. People tend to ignore that, okay? But basically, because unless unlikely what happened in Italy, okay, when everybody is trying to trouble Juventus, okay? In Germany, is the opposite is happening. Is not. I'm not saying that they're helping Bayern to win, okay, but they're not going to oppose a move to the Bayern Munich by their player. Actually, the only one that actually was opposed, it was Vidal, because when Vidal came to Juventus from Leverkusen, it looks like he had to decide with two, and it looked like Leverkusen didn't want to sell to Rummenigge.
But that's the thing. That's the thing with Holland also. If you can look at him. In comparison to De Ligt, for example, the only reason why one of the reasons why De Ligt joined Juve is because he wanted to learn how to defend. If you want to know how to defend, you go to Italy. Now,
I think
Juventus
would want to put more money on the table. I have a less romantic.
But he said so himself. He said so himself. But whether that's true, that's another thing. With Holland's case, if he wants to improve his finishing, his scoring, his abilities, you want to play against best defense in the world. Again, Italy.
Yeah.
So this is the only incentive that Holland needs in order to go to Italy. Otherwise, I don't see any reason for him to go to Italy whatsoever. Not money. We don't have money to give him.
From Raiola. to do the deal.
Yeah, and then there's a type of fee as well to Mino Raiola, 20% interest for the next 50 years.
Right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. That was super fun, honestly. Okay, I will go like a couple hours. Roman and Daniel, please be back. Okay, please be back. Yeah, because as you see, we just talk about Juventus because that's what we love. Okay, we don't have any. Okay, so that's what you like. Colin, we will be back for sure. Tiago.
You're bored of me. I know that.
Yeah, I'm very tired of you, Tiago. So
we love you, Tiago.
I'm the single guy without Juventus shirt right now. I should be done.
At least you're in pink. At least you're in pink. You can see that. Like
sure.
You went back to the roots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. And as always, fino alla fine.
Fino alla fine.
Forza Juve.
Forza Juve.